Let's go back. We're going to do this now. This is our big game of the week preview. If you stay around for the entire podcast, we're going to give you, beyond the insight. I went through the numbers more so for this Auburn-Florida game than I have just about any other game this year. I really want to know. I was wrong to bet against Bo Nix against Texas A&M. Auburn looks very good against Mississippi State. I like what they've been able to do, and I got a couple of nuggets here. I got a couple of things I'm super interested in watching these quarterbacks play the game of the week. The college game day will be there. The swamp will be full. This one will be a lot of fun. But what are your opening thoughts, your opening statements for this Auburn-Florida matchup?
Yeah, I was really surprised Auburn opening up as minus 3-point favorites on the road. I would have expected that to be under that field goal spread for sure. If it did, I think Green Line wouldn't necessarily lean Auburn, but it would probably be a lot closer than what it currently is. We still don't have a play at that price, unfortunately. But even with the total, we don't really have a play on that either. But I am excited for this game. I'm excited for this matchup. I am excited to see what Bo Nix is able to do now that he has a few more games under his belt. I do think he's definitely played better since his first 2 games of the season. He's coming off his best graded game. He has 89.3 passing grade, 82.6 adjusted completion percentage. So we'll see how he stacks up. 51.5% of his air yards have now come through the air on the season. Doesn't necessarily throw the ball downfield too much, and he only has a 47% adjusted completion percentage on throws 10-plus yards downfield, which ranks 76th in the FBS. So that's going to be a spot kind of, if Auburn's going to win this game, I think Bo Nix needs to perform well throwing the ball downfield. Florida actually has the 16th best coverage grade as a unit in the country when they face off against throws 10-plus yards downfield. They've allowed a minuscule 40.9% completion percentage, and they have 5 interceptions with 2 dropped INTs as well. So this would be kind of the game within the game if Bo Nix is able to actually have any sort of success throwing the ball downfield. If he doesn't, I think their offense stalls out quite a bit. We get a low-scoring game and see if Auburn is even able to cover or win at that point. So that's kind of my thoughts initially. So
a low-scoring game. I don't think that they're. I think this is the low-scoring game of the week. I think this is one of those that has all the makings of it. We have a true freshman quarterback, Bo Nix. We have Kyle Trask at quarterback. So I actually went and I looked at it because Trask gets the start week 3. Bo Nix finally turns it on in week 3. Yes, he has this legend growing from the Oregon victory. Come on, that was almost a turnover-worthy pass. The better safety makes the play. I think that safety makes the play 50% of the time, and we're talking about a completely different season for Auburn, and Nix does not grade very well in weeks 1 and 2. Starts putting it together, though, 3, 4, and 5 in terms of the week number here. So I looked at it just starting from week 3 going forward because that's really when we start to see Kyle Trask instead of Felipe Franks. So overall, since week 3, Nix has the advantage in just about everything, if not everything. So I looked at it again. I'm telling you, I dove deep. So overall passing grade, Nix has the advantage by almost 8 full points in terms of our passing grades. He's thrown only 1 big-time throw, so only one of our highest-graded pass attempts. He does not have a turnover-worthy play, though, in these past 3 games of his, whereas Kyle Trask has 7 turnover-worthy passes. So this is you say the game within the game. It's limiting mistakes. It's going to be Kyle Trask having to step up and make a play. He does have 2 big-time throws, but 2 to 7 in terms of big-time throw to turnover-worthy play ratio, that is not good, especially against what it will be the best defense that Trask plays. Having played Tennessee and Towson, this defense is significantly better that the Auburn Tigers have. So an important factor, though, I think, and you can speak to this as well after this, but kept clean from pressure in the pocket. Both quarterbacks with an elite passing grade. Obviously, you're going to be a little bit better when you're kept clean and your offensive line allows you to have time in the pocket, work through progressions, and find your open men on the first read, second read, third read, whatever it is, give you time to find the check down. But Kyle Trask right now, when kept clean, has 4 of those turnover-worthy passes. Both of his big-time throws are when kept clean, but 4 turnover-worthy passes when you're kept clean, when you're allowed time in the pocket to throw. I don't like that number from just 3 weeks. That's averaging over 1 a game. Odds are we see 1. Obviously, probabilities, you could have it however way you want to stack the math here. That is obviously a chance we'll see a turnover-worthy pass. He has had a little bit of interception luck because he obviously doesn't have 7 INTs. But if 4 turnover-worthy passes from a clean pocket, this Auburn Tiger defense will force a couple of mistakes. But if he's making these mistakes unforced, you could see the game completely get out of hand if Trask does make those mistakes from a clean pocket.
Yeah, that is a great stat, by the way. I mean, obviously, performance from a clean pocket is our most or close to our most stable metric at this point. And if you're giving away unforced errors at that point, I mean, you're going to struggle to move the ball offensively. So if there are any points Kyle Trask does actually have any sort of unquality throw from a clean pocket, we're going to have some serious issues because that Auburn defense is definitely going to make him pay much worse than what the other defenses he's faced so far have been. So I do love that stat. You definitely going to be leaning towards Auburn as well. I do think that the Auburn faithful will be glad to hear that as well.
Yeah. I can go the other way too. I can go the other way, trust me, because, and I'll do this one, Bo Nix is the 99th graded quarterback when the defense sends extra rushers on a blitz. So the 99th graded quarterback out of 123 qualified quarterbacks that have seen 25 blitzes. This is not good. His grade significantly drops as well when the actual blitz gets pressure. So he's a bottom 10 quarterback among 99 qualified quarterbacks in passing grade when a team blitzes and actually gets home with pressure. On the flip side, though, I do still lean towards towards Auburn because Kyle Trask, among those quarterbacks, is the lowest graded quarterback when the blitz actually gets home with pressure. So you have both quarterbacks struggle almost inordinately and more so than the most of the quarterbacks in the country, but Kyle Trask has not fared well when blitzed, but also significantly more so when the blitz actually gets home with pressure and the offensive line does not hold up.
Yeah. Like you, and I need to look up Florida's blitz percentage as well, because I think that is another great stat to look at. Yeah, we'll see. I do agree completely that we're going to see a low scoring affair. I don't think that total gets eclipsed either. Greenline would actually lean slightly towards that under at 48.5 as a total. So get your bets in on the under if you're feeling like you have to get action on this game. I do think both quarterbacks are going to struggle at certain points, and I do think both defenses are going to be at the top of their game and probably force some errors, and maybe even they get some unforced errors at this point as well. So it'll be more of a defensive matchup. I think it's going to be one of more of these old school SEC type defensive battles that we are more accustomed to seeing than the shootouts that we've seen recently from Alabama, LSU, and other teams like that. So it'll be an old school SEC matchup, pound them in the ground defense with a backup quarterback and a freshman quarterback facing off. So
it's going to be a lot of fun. I think the Swamp will be rocking, represent. Florida plays some good defense. 3rd and Grantham, they say. They've blitzed 19 times on 3rd and 4th down. The Gators have. They've gotten home with a pressure on 19 of those blitzes on 3rd and 4th down. They've won 94.7% of the pass rushes, so they have one cleanup pressure on there. So it's 18 pressures on 19 blitzes, essentially, if you don't count the cleanup pressure. This is a defense that does like to blitz on 3rd and 4th down. So if we see a 3rd and long, don't be afraid to send the blitz. I know you won't, Gators. But my last nugget, my sneaky little thing here, in the Gus Malzahn offense, Bo Nix has a rushing ability that I think the Auburn offense should lean to. He has 174 yards on designed carries this season. We saw 12 of them against Texas A&M, and he ran wild. So the Florida defense against designed quarterback carries have allowed 112 yards this season, including 44 to Towson last week. So if there is a small weakness in that Florida defense, the team that essentially created the design quarterback carry back in 2006 to 2010, yes, I was there at Florida State every year of the Tim Tebow era. If they have one weakness, it's what they designed, essentially. It's these designed quarterback carries. So if Bo Nix can get the designed quarterback run game going, that's where I think we see this evolution of Bo Nix start to begin. And then if Nix goes into Florida and defeats the Gators, doing both with his arm and then his legs, I'll jump on the Bo Nix legend.
Yeah, we're going to have a puff piece for Bo Nix if they go into Florida and cover and win as well. So, yeah, we could definitely get on the Bo Nix bandwagon after this weekend's performance. So, and, like you said, with the designed runs, it seems like Florida probably is missing out on that a little bit, going from Felipe Franks to Kyle Trask as well. So their offense could sputter as well, just not being able to move the ball at all efficiently. So
Yeah,
I definitely lean Auburn in this game. So
that's 113 yards they've given up, and that is against a Kentucky team without Terry Wilson and a Tennessee team that did not even attempt one. So we're talking in essentially 3 games they've allowed over 100 yards on design carries. 58 to UT Martin, and 44 of those came against Towson. So, I mean, they're looking at these athletic quarterbacks that both of those Division II FCS schools had. So this is a very interesting kind of battle within the battle. Gus Malzahn, if you hear this, you probably won't. But at this point, if you hear this, run Bo Nix in the design run game and get Anthony Schwartz some carries on those little jet sweeps that you do, and let him test that Florida speed in the secondary, because Schwartz is the fastest guy on the field when he steps foot on any field in the country.
Yep, definitely. So last take, Auburn under. It's got to be, right? We both agree with it. Lock it in. So
Auburn under. You really sell me here on the Auburn, on the under. I'm going to go Auburn, and I'm going to pull my Lee Corso out by a field goal.
You want to get rid of me and get back to more great PFF YouTube content? All you have to do is push that button right there and subscribe. Thanks for watching.